All right, 7 o'clock, Tuesday, January 21st, 2025. City Council meeting, Council Chambers. So I'll ask call the roll.
Mayor Pro Tem Dobson.
Here.
Councilman Cohen.
Here.
Councilman Phillips.
Here.
Councilman Munger.
Here.
Councilman Haycraft.
Here.
And Mayor Lauderman.
Here. There being a quorum present, I'll call this meeting to order. If I could get Councilman Munger to do the invocation, please.
Lord, we just come before you and we thank you that we can gather here together. We thank you that there's heat in this cold weather. And Lord, we ask you to give us wisdom in this meeting tonight. We ask these things in Jesus' name.
Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
All right, I need a motion to approve the agenda tonight, please.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Need approval of payroll and claims first half of January 2025.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, public comments. Stephen?
Welcome back, Steve.
Glad to be back. Good evening, you guys. I'm sure it's probably no question why I'm here. Just wanted to touch base. I had a meeting with several of you guys on the 10th. I hadn't heard back yet, but for those of you guys that weren't in that meeting, I'm sure it's no surprise to you guys that there's been an unprecedented amount of turnover at Hannibal Fire in the last 7 years, and especially in the last 6 months. I'm here to make sure that you guys are well aware of that situation, and I'm hoping that maybe we can take some time to identify the problem and see what solutions are going to be worked towards in the future to prevent this from happening. Because as it stands from November, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people that are resigning or have resigned. I've got 2 of them that'll be retiring, or 1 that has retired and 1 will retire at the end of March. At a staffing of 34, when you lose 6 in about 6 months' time, that's usually a cause for concern.
Steve, would you do me a favor? Absolutely. You put yourself on the next as agenda thing. Both state representatives in the last couple of days pushing the public thing. That was successful.
Excellent.
That's the first step. Waiting for some numbers. I can see what.
Perfect. Excellent. That's wonderful. Like I said, I was just a little concerned. I hadn't heard back, and I figured that.
Nope, I'm trying to get all the ducks in a row for you. Just like I told you the other day, I'm going to do what I can to make sure we get you guys what you need.
Perfect, and I appreciate it. Thank you, Barry.
Thank you. Thank you. Susan.
Susan Lichty, Lichty. I'm here to discuss the fluorination process in our water and to have it removed. It's been a concern of mine for many, many years. It's not a recent thing. However, as you know, in September of 2024, there was a federal hearing that dictated unreasonable risk associated now with fluoride use in our municipal water, especially towards children. We believe that this policy should be looked at on a local level as well as the state level, and that Hannibal should take action upon this. we don't need the federal government to mandate fluoridation water. We have neighboring communities that have removed it, such as Palmyra and New London. I think we should follow suit with them. I've been in the pharmaceutical industry for almost 37 years. When there was unreasonable risk with our medications, the company removed those medications from marketing. Not from the FDA pulling it. We took it away because we were scared of litigation. I suggest Hannibal looks at it that way as well. There are many things that have come down that we need to critically look at. One is, this is a medication, and it has been deemed a medication in 2000 by the FDA. And it's the only medication applied to our water. So it's not there for sanitation, and it's not there to improve the quality of water. It is used as a medication. And it's a medication without a dosage indication. In other words, each individual is subjective on the amount of fluoride that they are administering within their body. And it can be administered orally and topically. So if you take, and let's go and look at fluoride. Fluoride is what, number 17 on the element chart. And at room temperature, it is a gas. So you're taking a hot bath, a hot shower, hot tub, swimming pool, boiling your potatoes and your pasta, inhaling it. You have kidney dysfunction, liver dysfunction, a poor metabolizer. You don't know what dose and what amount of fluoride that you need to have in your system. It is open range. This isn't pretty for the EPA or the ADA, because this is 75 years of this drug being in the water. And now they have egg on their face, and they're not going to sit pretty with that, because they got to eat their words. But we don't have to go around what they think and say. We can act independently. Have that jurisdiction.
Before we go any further, that's my goal, to get the council to change. So that is what I intend to ask tonight, that they consider that and bring it back in February.
So you all can vote on it,
Yes.
correct? It doesn't have to go to vote people.
No.
Because that would take, what, another
It
year
would
and a
take
half?
August would be the closest. So, but I believe it's a charter. It's a simple charter change or a ordinance change, and I think so.
What else?
I'm satisfied that we don't need it. I've been satisfied for a long time. And what we put in here in Hannibal is infinitesimal compared to what other cities are in, but absolutely we don't need
It is. I'm glad you bring that up. Even with all doses, let me say this. 75 years ago, 19, it was 40. And OC wasn't around. Okay? Right now, bring up others as formula and hormone. It's 100 times that. So, yeah, I want.
Thank you.
Ma'am,
Yes.
quick question. At the beginning of your introduction, you cited an unreasonable risk source. What was that? What was that publication?
That was a federal hearing in September of 2024, and it was a 7-year hearing. 7
You know-
And
Do you know where we might get that?
it's all over the internet. And just look at fluoridation federal hearing September 2024. You get
That'd be good to have. I'm sure a lot of people would like to
and-
read that.
And it was for children. Okay, unreasonable risk towards children.
bet we'll find that kind of information
It's all
in
there.
that.
Neurological,
report.
IQ, brittle bones, teeth, it goes on and on.
All right, great. Well, thank you for that.
Thank you.
John?
Today is just comment on the 5 proposed second readings for the charter change. I've been on the board for 7 years or so, and just getting right into all 5 of them. The first one asks that this is 24035, requires the Board of Public City Council on request of it. In my 7 years, I've been asked time, did without question, without hesitation. So I was wondering if there's a problem or a problem that charter happened. Or something happened to your retirement. Next item is any pay increase for W workers must give council 60 days prior notice. I don't know what the problem is that generates, but casual observer would think W's raises is out of control and they need to be monitored. I don't know. Next one is any rate increase must give the council 6 days notice. There is a process already in place. Less than 50 days for proposed rate increase to happen. I don't know if that wording on this is in front of the city council vote on whether rate increase is proposed. Next one is asking that instead of 5 council members voting, remember, there have only 4. Again, I don't see a problem. Have ever been a situation where there's a real point of contention that you need 4 instead of 5? Last one is prior notice to council, W budget. All of our meetings are available. Minutes are all on the web. Emails are sent out of each minutes. Budget process, multi-meetings long, go over it. Have stops, try to determine what's the best way to put the budgets together. Anyway, the solution, I don't think are clear. Who run the Board of Public consummate. They have to report to a dozen entities, all kinds of things. So if there's just mention by 60 days before, they're going to want to have do they email, come to a meeting, propose it by phone call, details have rules I'll probably put in there. Anyway, goes to the second reading, and then yes, voted on.
The citizens to vote on it. It's a charter change.
I talked to 70, 90 people. Rough count. In the ballot, I was 100. Opposed to 5 charter 99%. Just the optics. I don't know what all of your time. I'm just that this
Thanks, John.
We have no more speakers. So under my name, we have Linda Spahn for a first reading for the Hannibal Library Board. Term to expire 2026, June of 2026. She's replaced. And then next would be the fluoride. I'll make sure with James that it is an ordinance that we would need to change to take it out of the water. If it's your pleasure, I'll put that on the next agenda so that in February we can have it read twice.
I'd like to make a motion. Water.
You can make a motion and vote and direct me to come back with an ordinance that would accomplish it, because I didn't talk about it tonight. I had not researched it while you all been talking. I've looked and I'm not finding an ordinance that requires it. So I think what we're passing would be and saying not to put it in there. With all due respect, I want to talk to the board because it's going to be, it's they're the ones running the water, and I want to make sure how we do that. But sure, I can bring you back an ordinance at the next meeting, provided they can help me.
All right,
come up
I'll
with some
second
language.
that motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
No.
Mayor Pro Tem Dobson,
No.
Councilman Cohen,
No.
Councilman Phillips,
No.
Councilman Munger,
Yes.
Councilman Haycraft,
Yes.
Mayor Lauderman,
Yes. Next meeting.
I'll talk to the board, and I'll bring an ordinance back, and because obviously everybody gets to vote on it anyway, so maybe I'll do such an amazing job it'll change a no to a yes, or such a poor job it'll change a yes to a no.
I just want time to research it.
Agreed.
My only comment that I would have on it is any slight risk to children isn't worth the benefit, the potential benefit to teeth and things like that.
And my concern is it's an issue that's going back and forth. Yes, some communities are changing it, and I don't know if there's enough hard data on it yet. I've been looking all weekend online. Information I come up with, there's as much against it as there is for it.
I absolutely agree with that, but I'm on the other side of that. There isn't any real hard science on it one way or another, but there is science that shows that it is a potential risk. And from what I've discussed with people in the medical field on both the dental side and medical side, is the potential for risk is greater than the potential for benefit. Especially now, and even the dentists that I've spoken to don't necessarily want to see it removed because of for low income families. But what we've also seen now, and what they've even said, is a lot more of your products, a lot more of your toothpaste, a lot more of those things have fluoride in it. and so it isn't needed in the water system. So that's what I've said, but I believe we should definitely research this out. I'm comfortable where I'm at, but I've been looking into it a good little bit over the last several months.
All right, that's absolutely fine. Bring it up the next meeting in February, and hopefully by then you guys will have done your research. All right,
Yes.
thank you. Melissa?
Mayor and council, tonight on the agenda, I have the vacancy for the Fifth Ward City Council seat on the agenda. I have provided you with a potential timeline due to the vacancy of the Fifth Ward seat. Previously, it was held by Colin Welch for discussion and approval of the procedure for filling the vacancy. January the 5th and the 15th, I will run ads in the newspaper. January 25th, I will have the candidate deadline. February. Yes, sorry, February. January. February 25th, I will have the candidate deadline and the review of qualifications by myself. Then on March the 5th, 4th, any candidates that qualify, we would invite them to come interview before the council. This will be followed. I included the charter on there, or the code on there. This is the way we usually fill the vacancies. The charter does require that the council appoint somebody to represent the ward until next municipal election, which would be next year. 2026, that seat would have been up in that at that time anyway. So I included a list of the postings that I'll make with all the qualifications that I'll make sure they meet. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer.
Melissa, will you be able to put that information from the ad also online on the site, or make it available?
Yeah,
to
I
share
always
that?
post it to our website, to our social media, that kind of thing. So I'll use the same thing that I done.
I thought you did.
Yep.
Okay. Any questions on that?
Good evening. Before you, recommendation of appointment to the Hannibal Board of Public Works of Cole Painter for the appointment for a term to expire in July of 2028.
That's to replace Carol McCoy.
Any questions on that? All right, Andy?
Good evening, Mayor, Council. I got two items tonight. First up, kind of a unique situation. Habitat lot 217 South 8th, where they're looking for houses. So they came to planning and zoning to request a vacation of an alley that runs through there. There's an alley that runs all the way through. And researched myself in 4 points. We found that the alley was never dedicated or platted in the first place. Hannibal Realty. So we got with James, and it sounds like the best way to do that is an alley dedication. Like we do. That basically a small section of alley. Already ways dedicated.
And bill number 25038 to follow on that.
Second up, we recently went out for bid for the sale of a city-owned lot at 419 7th Street. Had 4 bids, high bid, right.
That's resolution 2533-25 to follow.
I got, thanks, Mayor.
Yep. Ryan?
Andy?
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I have 2 items for you tonight. The first is I'm proposing an ordinance change for the fire department age requirements. Currently, our age requirements are to be at least to lower down to 18 and extend to not yet to your. The purpose of this is to expand our hiring pool and try to gain more applicants and potential firefighters. Steve mentioned earlier, we had some issues with turnover lately. Extending this age as we possibly on both ends see some more applicants apply to the fire department. Hope is on the front end that we recruit some, they get themselves established. Now we have to wait. Back end, maybe catch somebody that is looking for change, retired from the scenario that we could have somebody. Any questions?
Curiosity, do you get a lot of people outside those windows?
We have potential. We have so currently we have 2 that are qualified, hired, but are 20 years old.
How quick fast?
2 readings, 2 readings, but just for something to give you some perspective. Obviously, the agenda has been out for a mouth. I had a young man come to the office today and ask me questions about this and interested in fire service. So, before we even made it to tonight, I've already had one person stop by the office and talk to me. So, we have to see a lot of positive. Until we do it, it's hard to quantify X number. It's a step.
With the physical requirements, is there any concern about extending the age upward of people?
Well, they would still have the same requirements that we have now. They would have to go through our physical test, pass to the same standard. There's a pre-physical that we had also, so they would have the same exact standards.
But is there any concern about the older you get, sometimes it gets harder to do some of those things?
It definitely can.
Yeah.
And, that is, I guess if you try to forecast a downside, somebody that is potentially 60 years old. We've had 60-year-old employees
right.
recently. That's something that would have to be mindful of, taking care of themselves.
But sometimes when you start an occupation, I tried to work after I retired from the military, tried to go to work for the post office. And at 39 years old, I could not walk the streets for 8 to 10 hours a day carrying that bag on my back. If I would have started when I was 19 or 20, that would have made all the difference in the world. So my concern is a 38-year-old coming then. Is it going to be pushing it, and would there be potential harm for him trying to meet those physical requirements because of his age starting to get up there?
I think there is potential, obviously. I could also show you that I could probably find a 60-year-old that is in better shape than I am today, my age. So I think it's important for that individual if they are starting to make sure they're out of shape.
Okay.
One other thing I have, it's just, or any other departments that you know of doing that? Or what's the ranges, just curiosity of the other?
21 is a common range. There are several departments in the state.
All right.
Motion? I'll make a
It's a
Bill
bill.
25037 to follow. First reading. And your grant.
Okay, and the second thing I have here tonight is back in December of 2023, we applied for a grant through the ARPA state and recovery funds for first responder equipment grant, and we were awarded 2 support vehicles. We were awarded up to $82,300 per vehicle, and as a condition of the award, we'd be responsible for 50%. We went out for bid. We received 2 bids. The low bid for 2 vehicles was Don Brown Chevrolet with Public Safety Upfitters, $130,000, $364. Our cost match, 50%, would be $65,182. That would be for 2 2025 Chevrolet Tahoes equipped with emergency lighting, siren, and radio equipment. We have gotten Missouri Department of Public Safety, who manages the grant. They've given us the approval to accept that low bid. I'm just asking for the council's approval to authorize the mayor to sign the attached agreement to move forward.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Good.
Opposed?
Thank you.
Get to discuss it.
Mike?
Same piece of property that Andy spoke of earlier. Have an application for Habitat Humanity to change the zoning from e-commercial to multifamily, set up 4, 6.
I'll make a motion to.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. We have bill number 24-031. I need to have a motion to have the clerk read this for the second and final.
So move.
I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
No.
Mayor Pro Tem Dobson,
No.
Councilman Cohen,
No.
Councilman Phillips,
No.
Councilman Munger,
Yes.
Councilman Haycraft,
Yes.
Mayor Lauderman.
Yes.
Second guessing myself. Bill number 24-031. An ordinance providing for a municipal election to be held on Tuesday, April 8th, 2025, to allow Hannibal voters to consider an amendment to the charter of the city of Hannibal to require prior notice to the council of salary increases to the employees of the Board of Public Works. Second and final reading. Mayor Pro Tem Dobson,
No.
Councilman Cohen,
No.
Councilman Phillips,
No.
Councilman Munger,
Yes.
Councilman Haycraft,
Yes.
and Mayor Lauderman.
Doesn't.
That's it.
Just want to make sure. Okay.
So it doesn't, it failed. So. It failed.
Yes.
All right. We move on to bill number 24-032. I need a motion to have the clerk give this bill a second final.
So move.
I'll second that one. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
No.
Mayor Pro Tem Dobson,
No.
Councilman Cohen,
No.
Councilman Phillips,
No.
Councilman Munger,
Yes.
Councilman Haycraft,
No.
Mayor Lauderman.
Yes. And bill number 24-033, need a motion to have the clerk give this bill a second final reading.
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
No.
Mayor Pro Tem Dobson,
No.
Councilman Cohen,
No.
Councilman Phillips,
No.
Councilman Munger,
Yes.
Councilman Haycraft,
Yes.
Mayor Lauderman.
Yes. And bill 24-034, need a motion to have the clerk give this bill a second.
So moved.
Just let this one. Disappointed. The idea behind being on the city council is to let citizens vote so their voice can be heard. Obviously, that's not in your favor tonight. All right, we have bill number 24-035. I need to have a motion to have the clerk give this bill a second final reading.
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Bill number 24-035, an ordinance providing for a municipal election to be held on Tuesday, April 8th, 2025, to allow Hannibal voters to consider an amendment to the charter of the city of Hannibal to require the Board of Public Works meet with the city council upon request of the council. Second and final reading. Mayor Pro Tem Dobson,
No.
Councilman Cohen,
No.
Councilman Phillips,
No.
Councilman Munger,
Yes.
Councilman Haycraft,
Yes.
Mayor Lauderman.
Yes. Bill number 25-037, I need a motion to have the clerk give this bill a first reading.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Bill 25-037, an ordinance of the City of Hannibal amending Chapter 12, Section 12-23 of the ordinance revoking the existing section and enacting a new Section 12-23 in its place. First reading.
Have Bill 25-038, I need a motion to have the clerk give this bill a first reading.
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Bill 25-038, an ordinance accepting the dedication of the private alley running parallel to A Street and perpendicular to Lion Street for public, to public use. First reading.
Then we have Resolution 2533-25. I need a motion to have the clerk give this resolution and call the roll for adoption.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Resolution 2533-25, a resolution of the City of Hannibal authorizing the mayor to execute a sales agreement and special warranty deed with Andrew and Megan Conkright for the sale of city-owned property located at 419 North 7th for the amount of $1,500. Mayor Pro Tem Dobson? Councilman Cohen?
Yes.
Councilman Phillips?
Yes.
Councilman Munger?
Yes.
Councilman Haycraft?
Yes.
Mayor Lauderman.
Yes. I declare Resolution 2533-25 duly approved and adopted. Before we adjourn, I have to say, once again, our role as a city council is to allow the citizens to vote on change. Doesn't matter how you feel the change is. It matters if we should put it in front of. That's all I have. I'll take the motion.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.